That's right. This is the Peak Signing Agents podcast, and I am your host, DVO Derek Van Otten, recording from the back of the mobile office. I just finished a signing, so I'm just kind of outside right now, recording in the back of the mobile office. So if you hear noise, kids running around, people driving by, that's why. This is what I'm live on the road every episode. So it is a Saturday, and I'm going to tell you guys why Saturdays are the best day to do signings. I'll tell you why. First of all, if you're willing to do signings on a Saturday, that is a great marketing point for you, because most people that get into the signing agent business are coming from an employee background, meaning they were employees at a job before getting into loan signings. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that most people have as an employee mindset versus an entrepreneur mindset. So what does that mean also? Most employees work and live for the weekend. They can't wait for the weekend. They are counting down the days, and that was one thing that I didn't like when I was an employee, when I had a job, a 9-to-5 job. I didn't like every day going in and everyone had the same mentality. I know I've talked about it before, but I'll talk about it again. Every Monday at the fridge or at the water cooler, everyone would go, "How was your weekend?" Not long enough. Every Monday. Every Tuesday. It's just, oh, it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. Wednesday. It's hump day. We're halfway through the week. And then every Thursday, one more day left. Just one more day. And then every Friday, TGIF. It's finally end of the week. And then the weekend rolls around. They're excited for Saturday. They're excited for Sunday. And then Sunday evening, the sun starts to set. And they get that panic inside. And they're like, I don't want to wake up and go to my job. That's how most employees are. But as a signing agents, we don't, or me anyway, I don't have those feelings. I don't have to go and be miserable with other miserable people at the job. I'm excited for Mondays now. I used to dread Mondays. I used to dread Mondays. Sunday evenings, I just was not looking forward to it. And every Monday, I just dreaded. I didn't want to wake up early and do it all over again. I didn't like it. But I also didn't like the toxicity at the workplace and all the drama, political drama in the workplace. I don't like any of that either. So I'm so happy to be an entrepreneur and manage my own schedule. Nothing is better in my opinion. But that's what makes you different. If you don't mind doing signings on Saturdays, because most signing agents are thinking they need to take the day off. Hey, that's going to be a great marketing point for you, because you can tell the mortgage officer, the escrow officer, the real estate agent, the signers, hey, I can accommodate Saturdays. Hey, you know what? Maybe the signers are busy all week. They don't get together until Saturday. You, Mr. or Mrs. Escrow officer, you're busy on the weekends with your family because you've worked hard all week. You deserve a day off. I'll be there on Saturdays for you. I got you covered. That's why Saturdays are the best day to do signings, because you can use that as a marketing point that you're there for the weekends. If I'm there for the holidays, I only care about 2 holidays a year: Christmas and Thanksgiving. Other than those 2 holidays, I don't care about. I'll do signings on New Year's, Halloween. I don't even know, St. Patrick's Day. I don't care. For me, holidays, and most holidays seem to fall on a Monday. Holidays are just an excuse for me to not be working, and I don't like that. I'm a busy person. I want to be growing my business, so I don't mind working Memorial Day, Labor Day, those 4th of July. I don't mind working those days. I'll do signings, no problem. Send them over my way. Thanksgiving, Christmas, I kind of think that's more of a family thing and a higher being, and I'm more than happy to take those 2 days off. But if you can tell your marketing, tell your escrow officer, tell your loan officer that you're willing to work holidays and weekends, That sets you apart because that means you're a real entrepreneur. In my opinion, most entrepreneurs don't take days off. Things still happen. Things are happening. You got to fight fires all the time. And so there's no days off in my opinion. And I've made that bed. I'm willing to lie in it. I don't mind it. That's just me though. And if you're different, if you've worked hard all week and you need to take a day off, you feel like you deserve a day off, then you know what? Then you do deserve a day off. If you feel like you've worked your ass off and you deserve a day off, then you're right. Then that means you do need a day off. That means you do need some rest. And that's okay. But I'll tell you what I do, the days off that I like to take are like Mondays. Mondays are a great day off. Most people are at work. Most people are not in the best mood. I'll go take a day off on a Monday. I'll go hit the golf course on a Monday when everyone else is at work. That's my day off. I'll go take lunch, like at 11. People are going to get there around 12 or 1 o'clock on their lunch break. It's going to be slammed. I'll get there before the lunch rush. Take my time. That's the days off I like to take. I like to take Monday day off. Go to the movies. Guess who's there? Nobody. You got the theater to yourself. It's awesome. So that's why Saturdays are the best. It sets you apart from all the other signing agents out there. But I'll tell you another good day. I don't mind, like I said, today's Saturday. I'm doing signings right now. I don't mind doing 3 or 4 signings on a Saturday. I'll tell you why. Number one, there's hardly any traffic. Because people are out doing other things, there's not the lunch, or I'm sorry, the lunch rush. There's not the traffic going to work or getting off work. You don't have that type of traffic on a Saturday. So you're going to have less traffic to deal with. How do most people feel on Saturdays? They're in a good mood. You're not catching them off work and they're having, they had a bad day at work and they're not, they don't want to talk so much. You're going to catch them they're going to be in a good mood. Their family's around. They're kind of relaxing. So that's why Saturdays are the best. Less traffic, hardly any traffic, and people are in a better mood. I love doing Saturday signings. It's one of my favorite days to do signings. It's just a smooth, easy day. I'm not in a rush to drop off documents, because no one's open. They're not getting documents until Monday. I'm not rushing around. Just enjoy my Saturday. I might take a break from podcasts on a Saturday and listen to some music and just enjoy the day. Especially right now, the time I'm recording this, it's springtime. The temperature's perfect. It's around 70 degrees, and that's my opinion. It's the best. So this is why I like Saturday signings. But I'm going to tell you another story from the signing that I just completed. So we're meeting at the real estate office. This is a buyer that we just did a signing for. It's a buyer. They don't have anywhere to sign. I offered my mobile office, but they decided to do it at the real estate office. And this is who showed up: the buyer, me, the notary, the real estate agent, and the loan officer. The 4 of us were at the signing. Now, I know some people get a little nervous about that. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the real estate agent's there. The lender is there too. Oh my goodness, this is so much pressure. This is what makes you peak as a signing agent, all right? Because you're not afraid. I looked at that opportunity as a time to market myself. Now, the real estate agent is a friend of mine. He actually introduced me to this escrow officer that hired me to do this job. So he's a real estate friend. He's been a good friend of mine for about over 10 years. So that wasn't a big deal. The loan officer, the lender, it was my first time meeting this person. We were just in a group message the night before, and I've never met him, don't know how he works. And so, this could be a little nerve-wracking. He's going to be there watching the paperwork being signed. But I was looking forward to it. When the real estate agent told me, it's like, oh yeah, the lender's on his way too. And then the borrowers, they're actually a little bit late. They were in line at the credit union getting their cashier's check for the purchase. So they're running a little bit behind. So I was excited because the lender showed up and the signers weren't there. The borrowers weren't there yet. So it gave me the opportunity now to talk with the lender. I was able to talk to the lender and just kind of introduce myself and what I do. And obviously I showed him my mobile office, and he goes, man, I really could have used this last night. We were getting some last minute stuff done. It was a Friday, obviously last night. It was a Friday, end of the week. We're trying to wrap things up, and we didn't have a place to sign. I really could have used you. I'm like, now you got my number. Now you got my card. Please call me. Make sure you reach out to me. We're friends now. We're business partners. And that's how I talk to them. I talk to him like we're business partners now, that we're in business together. And really we are, right? Like, I'm not going to have a signing if he's not lending money for someone to buy a house. And he's not getting anything funded unless I notarize the deed and so forth. We're business partners. We need to help each other. And none of us would have even been getting to know each other if it wasn't for the real estate agent. We're all tied in together in this transaction. And so I know that. I hope you guys know that, especially after last episode. Hope you guys understand that and all the value that we all bring to each other, that we all need each other, and that we're all business partners together. And that's what I was kind of telling him, that we're business partners. I'm here for you. You call me, I'll show up. I got you covered. I'll help you out. And that's not a problem. And he goes, you might be hearing me more than you want to. And I said, I'm thinking in my head, you have no idea, buddy. Please call me. Please blow up my phone. I don't have a problem with this. But I'm like, hey, I'm looking forward to it. That's what I told him. I'm looking forward to it. But really in my head, I'm like, please, I hope I hear from you every day. You know, that's the business that I'm in. That's what I'm here. I'm here to provide a service. I'm here to service the title company, the loan company, the real estate agent, and the signers. I'm here to service everybody. And so I want that business. So that's what I took the opportunity for. So if you guys are getting nervous that the mortgage officer or the real estate agent or the escrow officer is going to be sitting in on your signings, that means you're not ready. That means you're too nervous still. It's okay to be nervous, but that means you're lacking the confidence, really. That's what I really should say. You're just lacking the confidence. And that's okay. Confidence comes from practice. You will become confident the more you do. Okay, so it's the best to just get out there and do as many as you can, do as many signings as you can. You're going to grow experience. You're going to grow confidence. And if someone's like, I'm going to be sitting in on the signing, you're like, please come in. Welcome. Let me find room for you. Please sit in, because I want you to see how good I am. I want you to see the value that I'm bringing to your signers. In fact, I was at a title company because the escrow officer was just crazy booked. I'm in the title company. The door was open. We were talking a little bit. It was kind of a slow day inside, so we just left the door open so we wouldn't get stuffy in the conference room. And the receptionist was outside, you know, and we're going through the signing. I'm sitting there. We finish up. I say congratulations, and they leave. The escrow officer came up to me and goes, "How'd everything go?" And I handed him the paperwork and said everything went great. And the receptionist said, "Man, Derek really knows what he's doing. Like, he was explaining every page properly." And the escrow officer just smiled and said, "That's why he's our favorite notary." So I mean, I don't mind when they sit in. It's just another reason for them to see my skill set and see the value that I provide to their signers. That's why they want to hire me every time. Hey, I understand you want your escrow officer there at every signing, but they can't be. So the next best thing is to have me at your signing. That's what I'm trying to portray to them. So today, going back to today's example, I took today, Saturday, my favorite day to do signings. No traffic. Everyone was casual. Everyone was comfortable. Everyone was just very nice. They weren't stressed. Let's get in, let's get out. They weren't stressed. Everyone was just in a good mood. We did the signing. Everything went well. I introduced myself to the loan officer who I've never met before. We just created a great relationship that I hope blossoms into a great partnership with business. And that's what happened. But let me continue with what kind of happened today. And then I'm going to give you guys a really great tip at the end of how I got my real estate friend and I got this escrow officer. Okay, this will be a great tip for you guys. But right now, let me tell you another thing that happened. So again, my first time meeting the loan officer, my first time meeting the buyer. I don't know any of these gentlemen. The real estate agent, he's a friend of mine. But we're doing the signing and I'm doing the Patriot Act. I'm filling out my notary journal. And they're all talking, right? They're all kind of getting together, all talking. They're talking about kids, they're talking about family, but we need to get to the signing. And that's okay. If we want to talk about all about that stuff in the beginning, that's fine, especially on a Saturday, take your time. But once we started getting into the signing a little bit, there's a rhythm, and I don't want to really break the rhythm. I want to keep it going. I want to keep it flowing, because really I know they're having a good time, chatting with the new buyer, and they're just showing, hey, you're my client, but you're my friend, and I'm here for you. But at the same time, we have to make sure everything's done properly, because talking causes distractions. So today, for example, the signer messed up on the date a couple times. Maybe it was from the talking. So here's something I need to tell you guys. You need to stay in control of the signing. Like, we as the signing agents, we as the notary, we're the ones that are explaining the paperwork. And we're just giving brief description of what each paperwork is that they're signing. And then we're signing and stamping and witnessing all that stuff, taking oaths, whatever it is we need to do. But we have a rhythm, right? When you've been doing this for a while, there's a rhythm. There's something you say. There's, for every page, there's something, what you say. So we don't want to break that rhythm. We don't want to distract the signer, and then they start messing up. They start marking the wrong check mark boxes. They're screwing up the dates like today was happening. So those things happen. So you need to make sure you stay in control. So we were all talking in the beginning of the signing. We were all having fun. We were all chatting, getting to know each other a little bit. Like I said, having a good time. Once we started the signing, I lock eyes with the signer, and my eyes are fixed on them. So my focus is on the signers and the documents in front of them. That's what I tune out, in this example, the real estate agent and the lender. I tune them out. I'm here with the signer. It's just me and the signer right now. And it's all them. They have all my attention, and we're getting this paperwork signed. We're going to make sure we get this all done properly, and we're not going to get distracted. So in between, signatures, as they sign, and I look at it and I'm checking it, I'm handing them the next page to sign. Before I start explaining, they're already kind of chiming in, saying something, and I have to keep the focus on. And so I just talk a little. I just start talking a little louder, and what I'm doing is I'm commanding the room. I'm taking control of the appointment now. Okay. You guys are my friends now. You're my new friends, but my focus is on the signer. I'm going to make sure these signatures, this paperwork is all done properly, because if it's not done properly, no one here is getting paid. All right. So I'm going to make sure this is all getting done right. I'm going to make sure your signer is happy. There's no mistakes on the paperwork. We're going to get this in control. So I demanded the room, and I controlled the appointment and the signing. So as they're talking, I would talk over them. But you know what they would do? They wouldn't get mad at me. They stopped talking. So as I'm talking to the signer, saying, okay, this is the occupancy page. They were talking, and I kind of take over. I keep talking. I'm keeping the flow going. So as I'm talking to the signer, explaining what the page is, and the signer is signing, now the real estate agent and the lender, they're just having their little conversation on the side. So they're just having their own little conversation on the side. We're going through the paperwork. They start interrupting again a little bit, like, oh, your kids are gonna be so happy with this 3-bedroom, 3-bath we just got. And that was a literal conversation we had during the signing. They start talking about how exciting the kids will be with that 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And he says that little comment. It was a quick comment, and I let them do that. And the signer said, yeah. And then I jumped in right away before he started another comment. I just jumped in. Okay, now this page is this. And they didn't mind, right? They don't mind, because obviously they do want everything. They do want everything signed. They want everything done right. And sometimes they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I better stop talking. Sometimes they'll do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I better stop talking, stop distracting you. And they'll still interrupt. But there is a little bit of consciousness happening with that. So anyway, that's those are the things I want to talk about today. Saturdays are the best. It's a great way for you to market yourself, that you do signings on the weekends and holidays if you're up for it. And if you don't want to do signings on weekends, that is your prerogative. There's no problem with that. I'm not bashing on anyone that wants to take Saturdays off. I'm just saying, if you're willing to do it, you set yourself apart, and it's a great marketing tool for you. So that's why Saturdays are the best, right? It's a great marketing tool. No traffic, hardly any traffic happening out there, and everyone's in a good mood. Saturdays are the best for signings. Another tip: control the room. Be in control. Be the loudest speaker in the room, right? Demand the room. It will just show your confidence more. And if you're too shy, you're too nervous, that's okay. It just means you need to work on your confidence. That means you need to work on your skill set. That means you need to work on your presentation. Just find out, what is it? What is it that makes you nervous? Is it because you're afraid of the things you're going to say? Is it because you're afraid the signings are taking too long? What is it that you're afraid of? If you are, what is it that you're afraid of? And then use that as a way to recognize something about yourself that needs improvement, because we always need improvement. So if you're nervous about it, think of it. What is it that I'm nervous about? What is it exactly? Dig a little deeper. What is it that I'm nervous about? So what do I need to fix about myself as a signing agent to be better, so that I'm very confident when that time comes? Because it will come. There will be a time that someone's sitting in on your signing. The real estate agent might show up. The lender might show up. That happens all the time. All right. So be prepared for that and figure out why you would be nervous. But also use it as a marketing point. Hey, we've never met before. I'm so happy to finally meet you. I've seen your names on all the documents. Here's my card. If you ever need my assistance, I'll be happy to help. Because a lot of times lenders reach out to me. They don't need title involved. I know a lot of signing agents want to market only to escrow officers, but a lot of times mortgage officers don't need title involved. They just need packages signed and loan packages, and they can hire you directly. Now, this signing that I did was for one of my escrow officers. And if you went to the Loan Signing System Conference in 2021, she was one of the escrow officers. She was my guest. I brought her with me to speak. So she was there. You probably recognize her. And this is how I got this client. My friend who was there at the signing, he's a real estate agent. His name is Jonathan. If you remember from episode 1 or 2, I don't remember which one it was, I talked about my friend Jonathan became a notary at a bank. This is that same Jonathan, okay? He now does real estate. He's a real estate agent now. And as we were talking, and I actually showed him how to become a loan signing agent. I've had him do a signing for me because I needed someone Spanish speaking. He is Spanish speaking. So I actually hired him to do a signing for me one time. Anyway, we've been friends a long time in business. That's besides the point. But I just asked him, hey, out of curiosity, who is the title company that you use? And he told me. I go, who's the title officer? And he told me. And again, if you went to the Loan Signing System Conference in 2021, she was there. Her name is Danielle. She was there. She was up on the panel talking. And I just said, hey, could you do me a favor? You guys, this little nugget I'm going to give you is gold. Especially if you have real estate friends. And I know you do, because one out of what? I don't even know. I'm going to make up a fact, and it's probably true. 1 out of 3 people are real estate agents, okay? 1 out of 4, I don't even know. It's something like that, right? You know someone that does real estate. So what I said is that, hey, Jonathan, who's the escrow company, who's the title company that you use? Because every every real estate agent can choose their preferred title company. So if the signers don't have anyone that they prefer, they have one that they've chosen. The real estate agent has one that they've chosen. So anyway, I talked with him. I said, hey, who's your title company that you've chosen? Who's the title officer? And I said, can you do me a favor? Because there will be a time where your title officer cannot do it for you, or her assistant can't do it for you for whatever reason. They're double booked, they're on vacation, they're sick, it's a weekend, it's after hours, whatever reason. They won't be able to be there for you. So they're going to hire a notary. Now, Jonathan, don't you want me to be that notary? Wouldn't you want me to do it for you? Because trust me, I know you want the title officer there for all of them, but they can't always be there. So the second best person is me. You want me. That's a confidence you need to have, okay, with your real estate agent friends. So I said, do me a favor. Can you send them an introductory email? Just kind of saying, hey, Danielle, I want to introduce you to my friend Derek. He owns a notary service, a mobile notary service, or he's a mobile notary. And if you ever need help, he'd be the guy to go to. And I just sent him an email. I actually sent my friend the email, or I might even text it to him. I might have texted to him. I'm like, hey bro, if you can just like copy and paste this into an email, but you can format it so it sounds like you. I kind of put some tips in there of things that he should say. I'll send it to you. You format it to kind of sound like you, and can you forward that on to your title officer? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. In fact, I'll even attach her assistant, because her assistant does a lot of the scheduling and communication. He said, I actually talked to her assistant more than I talked to her. And I was like, hey man, I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. So I sent that to him early in the morning. It was maybe 9 or 10 in the morning. And I had it all planned out. So he sent that message. I'm like, hey, when do you think you'll send that message? He's like, well, I'm at the gym. I'll go home and shower and then I'll send it. So maybe around 10 o'clock. I'm like, perfect. So I went out to a nearby a local bakery and I got some fresh baked or fresh fried donuts. And he sent that message. She responded. She goes, oh, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for the referral. That's all he said. Thank you. And, they copied me on it. So that tells me they saw the message. They saw the email. So my real estate friend, who is their client, so the title company, their client is my real estate friend. They want to serve him right. They want to make him happy, right? Because he can choose whatever title company he wants. He has chosen them. They want to make him happy. So he sent that email out. Hey, I just want to introduce you. They still might not have planned to use me, but he just said, I just want to introduce you guys. If you ever need notary service, he's the guy. They responded maybe an hour later, thank you. So that tells me they saw the message. They now know my name. They now know my email address because he copied me in the email. So I got the response. I waited like another hour or two, and then I showed up with the box of donuts. And I just walked in. I just said, hey, I walked to the front desk and this is what I say. I just say, hey, I hope you don't mind. I brought you guys donuts. And their guard goes down. They're like, yeah, sure. Hey, thanks so much. Hey, out of curiosity, is Danielle in? Because I knew her name now. Is she in? I got a first name. And she goes, I think she is. Let me go check. And what is she going to say? Hey, some guy just came in here asking for you and he brought donuts for the office. She's curious. Who's this guy that's asking for me by name and brought donuts for the office? She comes in. I put my hand out. Hey, I'm Derek. Our good friend Jonathan just introduced us in the email. She's like, oh yeah, you're Derek. Hey, it's a pleasure meeting you. I hope you don't mind. I was in the area. I thought I'd bring something by just because, you saw my name. I just thought maybe you want to know my face and I don't want to come empty handed. Do you mind if I give you a few of my business cards? She's like, sure, great. Gave her some of my business cards. And I think she just wanted to give me a shot. She reached out to me soon and just said, hey, I got a signing for you. Can you take care of it for me? I did it, dropped it off. She was like, wow, you dropped it off? Because they gave me a FedEx label and I dropped it off. And like, oh, wow, great. Thanks so much. And we just started working together. We created a great friendship. Every time I go in the office, I say hi to everybody. Everyone in the office knows me. She introduced me to 4 other escrow officers in that office and 2 other escrow officers in another office. So from my real estate friend, Jonathan, he introduced me to his title officer. She introduced me to 3 or 4 others in that office. They introduced me to another one of their offices with 2 more. I just filled out a contract because they're going to be opening up a California location because now I'm a signing service. They want to use my signing service for their new California office that they're going to be opening up, I think, later this year or early next year. I think there's, a lot of licensing, a lot of stuff going into all that. So, but I sent them the contract, send them the thing drafted up. As soon as we get the approval, I'll help them get all their notaries lined up as well. So there's another tip why you want to be around real estate agents and loan officers. Now, I know a lot of people focus on the title escrow officers, and you should. But you shouldn't focus on everybody. Don't be shy. Build your confidence up. I hope these nuggets help blow up your business. Thanks again for watching and listening to the Peak Signing Agents podcast. Bye.